At the beginning of the story, we are told that when Vit'ko was a small child, he lost his date in a car accident. After that accident, Vit'ko developed a fear of heights, and even today he has nightmares where he sees his dad's car falling off a bridge. One morning, Vit'ko refused to go to school because today the children in his school will be taken to a mountain and shown a solar eclipse. Here, Vit'ko's mom explained to him very lovingly and convinced him to go on the school trip. Now in the next scene, we are shown a scene of 2,000 years ago where a tantric was trying to get the stone of power. Here the tantric recited some mantras, and suddenly the fire present there took the shape of a dragon, and this dragon was exactly like the one on Vit'ko's jacket. Here in the jungle, all the children of the school are climbing the mountain so that he could reach the peak and see the solar eclipse. Now on the way, they had to cross a big river for which they had to cross a wooden bridge. Now the other children crossed this bridge easily, but when it was Vit'ko's turn, the poor boy's feet froze there. He tried a lot to move forward, but the fear of heights had taken root in his mind. Now before Vit'ko fell into the water, his friend Tom pulled him back in time. Now seeing this scene, Vit'ko's classmates started laughing loudly and started making fun of his fear, due to which Vit'ko felt very embarrassed, and he immediately ran away from there. After a while, Tom reached Vit'ko and tried his best to encourage his friend, but during this time the process of solar eclipse started, and suddenly there were strong tremors of earthquake, and due to this earthquake, Tom lost his balance and started falling down into the ditch, but somehow he managed to escape. He grabbed the rock and asked his friend Vit'ko for help. Vit'ko wanted to help him, but he was not able to move due to fear. He was still thinking about something when suddenly a portal opened in the rock and pulled Vit'ko inside it. When Vit'ko regained consciousness, he was still on the top of that hill, but the time around him had completely changed. Somehow, Vit'ko had gone back 2,000 years in time, and he realized this when he saw ancient warriors fighting around him. The name of this warrior was Lesko, who was bravely facing his enemy. However, the number of enemies was much more than him, so they were overpowering Lesko, and in no time they captured Lesko. Suddenly, Vit'ko's foot slipped, and he slid down from the rock. Now the attention of all these soldiers went to Vit'ko, and they attacked him. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Lesko left from there, and while leaving he took Vit'ko with him. After this, Lesko brought Vit'ko to his village, where the people of the tribe took Vit'ko as a spy and imprisoned him. Now Vit'ko, who was in jail, tried to call his mother, but it was of no use because in those days this fun was nothing more than a tin box. Then a girl named Lanka brought food for Vit'ko, and on Vit'ko's asking, she told that she is in the year 1120. After this we see Undul, the leader of the Kaman tribe, who tells the tantric about Vit'ko. Hearing this, the tantric became very happy because he knew that only Vit'ko can take him to the stone of power. On the other hand, Lesko came to Vit'ko and took him with him for a test. Actually, these people were going to throw Vit'ko in the river of their village where the water was flowing. The gods should decide whether Vit'ko's heart is clean or not. This sacred river was a court of the village which used to take the guilty inside it and throw the innocent out of the water. When Vit'ko was put in the river, the water god threw him out of the river, which proved that he is not a spy and his heart is as clean as water. The next morning, Victor told the villagers that he actually came from the future, but when no one believed him, he showed his modern gadgets to prove himself. After this, he told everyone about the portal which pulled him 2,000 years back in time. Now after listening to Vit'ko, the chief of the tribe asked the water god about the portal, where he came to know that the portal opens only on the day of solar eclipse. But in this world, there are some magicians who can open that portal before solar eclipse, but no one knows where that magician is. Doesn't know. And so now Vit'ko has only one option, that he waits for the solar eclipse and returns to his world when the portal opens. The next morning, Lesko teaches Vit'ko how to use a sword so that he can save his life if he encounters the Kievan clan. Meanwhile, Lesko tells him that he knows a magician who can open the portal before the solar eclipse. After this, he gave a map to Vit'ko and told him not to tell this to the chief of the tribe. Vit'ko did the same, and he took the map and went out of the village. On the other hand, this tantric called his pet crow and sent it to keep a watch on Vit'ko. While Vit'ko was moving forward through the forest, he saw Olenka, who had followed him out of the village. Here Vit'ko told her the whole thing, after which Olenka decided to help him. Now both of them went together in search of that magician, and after walking for hours, both of them reached the place mentioned in the map. Now on reaching this place, Vit'ko started getting strange visions, and he found himself alone in a deserted place. Then he heard the voice of that magician, and that magician asked Vit'ko the reason for coming here. Here Vit'ko tells him that time has gone back 2,000 years, and he found that portal. Now the magician agreed to help him, but in return Vit'ko had to present a deep threat in front of the magician. Here Vit'ko told him the whole story of how he lost his date in childhood, and since then he has been afraid of heights. Now, pleased with Vit'ko's honesty, the magician told him that he would have to find a magical stone called the Stone of Power so that he could open that portal and return to his world. And this stone would be found in a village where people live in birds' nests. The magician also told him that the stone would work only when two lovers put their hands on it together, and to reach that stone you would have to take the help of air. Soon after this, Vit'ko's vision ended, and he reached the forest again. Here he told Olenka the whole story, on which Olenka said that she knows a village where people live in birds' nests. After this, Olenka took him to that village, and then remembering the words of the magician, Vit'ko waved his handkerchief in the air, and that handkerchief fell straight into a pond. Seeing this, Victor jumped into the pond, and after searching for a long time, he finally found the Stone of Power. However, the bad news was that the Tantric's pet crow also saw this whole scene, and he immediately informed the Tantric about it. Now, after finding the Stone of Power, the Tantric sent the soldiers of the Kievan clan so that he could kill Vit'ko and take the stone from him. Now, the Kievan soldiers caught Lank and Vit'ko, but at the same time, they also killed all the people of that village. But now, before these people could take Lank and Vit'ko with them, the people of the Ivas clan attacked them. The people of the Ivas clan were a little more in number, so they killed them very easily. After this, they all returned to their village, where the leader of the clan scolded them a lot for going out of the village. On the other hand, we see the leader of the Man clan in Indalco, who was very angry with the Tantric because due to his stupidity, many people of Indalco were killed. Now the next day, Victor reached that rock with the leader of the clan and tried to open the portal using the Stone of Power. But after a lot of effort, when the portal did not open, the leader of the clan said that to open this portal, we will have to wait for the rainy season because the god of the Stone of Power was the god of rain. Now days passed like this, and one day the soldiers of this clan caught a spy of the Kievan clan, and on interrogation, it was found out that the people of the Kievan clan already knew about the Stone of Power. Now the Stone of Power was opened to protect the power. The people of the tribe decided that they will hide this stone on the watchtower of the village. After this, the leader of the tribe took Vit'ko and hid the Stone of Power between many stones. Now that evening, there was heavy rain in the village, and Vit'ko was very happy to see this rain, because now maybe he could open that portal. Meanwhile, Vit'ko's eyes fell on the spy who was imprisoned in a cage, and this Masaladisi spy did not get wet in the rain. Now seeing Vit'ko's pure heart, Olenka was very impressed with him, and she also kissed Vit'ko on the cheek. Now that night, a strong lightning struck the tower of the village, due to which some stones broke and fell near the cage of that spy, and that Stone of Power was also present among those stones. Now using those stones, this spy opened that cage and taking advantage of the darkness escaped from there. After this, he reached his tribe and met his leader Indalco. Indalco was not happy with his arrival, but when the Tantric told him that the spy had stolen the Stone of Power, Indalco was happy and forgave him for all his mistakes. Although the Tantric had already found the magic stone, but he needed Vit'ko to unlock its power. Now the next day, the people of this clan came to know that the spy had stolen the Stone of Power and fled from here. Here the leader of the tribe says that we have to bring back that stone at any cost, because if we do not do, so then Indalco will use that stone and take over our entire village. Now these people could not attack Indalco's tribe directly, so the leader of the tribe along with Vit'ko built a small glider and decided to attack the Kumans the next day. Now that evening, when the leader of the tribe was filling water at the waterfall with Olenka, the Kuman soldiers attacked them and kidnapped Olenka. Here the leader tried a lot to save her, but during this he got very badly injured. After this he somehow reached his village and told the whole thing to his soldiers. Now that night the Tantric called Vit'ko to him by sending a message through his pet dog. Now Vit'ko had no other option, and to save Olenka's life, he agreed to go to that Tantric. After this, he reached the Kuman's tribe, where the Tantric asked him to unlock the Stone of Power. But even after trying hard, Vit'ko was not able to unlock the powers of the stone. Then he remembered the words of the magician who had told him that the powers of the stone will work only when two lovers touch it together. After this, he immediately called Lanko near him, and as soon as he placed his hand on the stone started shining with bright light. Now as soon as the work was done, Indalco ordered the spy to kill Olenka and Vit'ko, and after saying this he left from there. However, this spy did not want to kill both of them, because he still remembered the day when Victor had saved him from getting wet. So he gave both of them a horse, and asked them to run away from there immediately. Now when Indalco came to know about this, he killed the spy. The next morning, both of them went to their village. They reached there where Victor told everyone that Indalco has unlocked the powers of that stone, and he is going to attack us very soon. Now on getting this information, the soldiers of the Ivas clan got ready for the war and started waiting for the Kuman. However, they were unaware that this time they are going to face a big monster, which the Tuntrik has brought to life with the help of the Stone of Power. Now when the people of Ivas saw that monster, the ground slipped under their feet. This monster was extremely big, and the Tuntrik was controlling it with the help of a stick. Seeing this, Lesko got an idea, and while avoiding the attacks of the monster, he took it to the sacred river of the village. After this, he very cleverly dropped that monster in the water, after which the god of water caught this big monster inside himself. Then suddenly it was a time of solar eclipse, and seeing this, Victor got scared. He immediately ran towards a portal. Meanwhile, the Kuman army attacked the Ivas people with full force, but the villagers united and defeated the Kuman army. Now, seeing his defeat, Indalco decided to return, but then somehow the Tuntrik took the monster out of the river. Now, seeing the monster alive, Vit'ko decided to stay there and help the villagers. After this, he went to the top of that tower and took a flight with the help of the glider he had made. He flew to the rock from where the Tuntrik was controlling the monster. Here, he pushed the Tuntrik down from the rock and took the Stone of Power in his hand. But then Indalco came there. But instead of giving him the stone, Vit'ko threw him into the river of the village, and as soon as he did so, the monster was destroyed. Now in anger, Indalco tried to kill Vit'ko, but at the last moment, Lesko was there. He reached there and killed Indalco and saved Vit'ko's life. Now Vit'ko had saved the villagers, but if he wanted to return to his world, he would have to reach the portal before the solar eclipse ended. He reached the portal in time, and before leaving he said goodbye to Olenka. After this, when he entered the portal, he directly reached the time when his friend was hanging from the top of the mountain. Now, since Vit'ko had overcome his fear, he easily pulled his friend up, and with this the wonderful movie ended here. I hope you liked this movie explain video. If you want to see more similar movie explain videos, then you can watch this video by clicking here.